सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। 10th chapter from the beginning we will chant. I will chant, you can repeat. अथ दशमोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच भूय एव महाबाहो शृणु मे परमं वचः यत्तेऽहं प्रीयमाणाय वक्ष्यामि हितकाम्यया न मे विदुःसुरगणाः प्रभवं न महर्षयः अहमादिर्हि देवानां महर्षीणां च सर्वशः यो मामजमनादिं च वेत्ति लोकमहेश्वरम् असम्मूढः समर्थ्येषु सर्वपापैः प्रमुच्यते। So the 10th chapter begins with Bhagavan's statement, and that is, Bhagavan says, I will give you the knowledge once again because you are enjoying my teaching. As we saw in the last class, that for the teacher, the motivation is the interest of the students. If the students are interested, the teacher will be motivated to teach. If the students are showing little bit disinterest, then the teachers will not have motivation. So Bhagavan says, Arjuna, you are highly motivating student. And Priyamanaya, you are pleased with my teaching. Therefore, Paramam Vachaha, I will teach you something which is very exalted. And what is my consideration to teach? Hita Kamyaya, with a desire of your well-being. And I will teach you even though I have taught you once, because this subject matter is very subtle. Therefore, once again I will teach you about what is the glory, my manifestation. In Sanskrit, there is a word Vibhuti. Generally in South India, Vibhuti means that Bhasma they call Vibhuti. But in the Bhagavad Gita, the word Vibhuti has got the meaning glories of Ishvara, manifestation of Ishvara. And the thinking behind, the logic behind is Ishvara is the material cause of this world, and material cause alone is appearing as the effect. So effect is the glory of the cause. We can say the pots are the glory of clay. All the rotis are the glory of the atta, flour. Similarly, all the objects in the world are glory of Ishvara. The mountains is glory of Ishvara, rivers, trees, all of them. And finally, you see yourself also as a glory of Ishvara. When we say everything and everyone is glory of Ishvara, you can include yourself. And it will give you a very healthy self-esteem. Generally, people look down upon themselves. So Bhagavan says, you do not have to look down upon yourself because you are also my glory. You are also my manifestation. So that we don't look down upon ourselves, nor we have any superiority complex. Why? Because as I am the glory of Ishvara, everybody is the glory of Ishvara. And therefore there is no basis for superiority complex, no basis for inferiority complex. And Bhagavan said, I will talk to you, and I have to talk because all other great people, they also have to depend upon me about what my all vibhutis are. Even devatas, even the great rishis, they also do not know independently because they are also effect. I am their cause, and the effect will not know the cause. And therefore, they do not know independently, therefore I am going to tell. And one who understands me as really I am with my glories, that person becomes free from all papam, all samsara. Samsara means what? This feeling of being helpless, feeling of being dependent, that person becomes free from that. Sarva papa and sarva samsara, he becomes free. And Bhagavan starts talking about the glory of himself in two ways. The entire world is glory of Bhagavan. And this world is consisting of two things. One is the external objects and other is the internal mental conditions. Both of them are the world only because both of them are available for objectification. You are able to objectify your mind if you have got anger. Do you know you have got anger or not? You have anger, do you know or not? No. So anything which you know is the part of the world. And so external objects are the world, and even your mental conditions are the part of this world. And Bhagavan says, both of them are my glory. Your internal mental conditions are my glory, and external objects, people, they are also my glory. And in the next two shlokas, Bhagavan is presenting the mental conditions, the conditions of the subtle body as the glory of Ishvara, glory of himself. We will read the two shlokas. I will chant, you can repeat. Buddhir jnanam sammoha Kshama satyam damashamaha Sukham dukkham bhavo bhavaha Bhayancha bhayameva cha Ahimsa samata tushtihi Tapodanam yasho yashaha Bhavanti bhava bhutanam Matta eva prithak vidhaha. So Bhagavan says, these all qualities, the conditions of the mind, they are my glory. The first one is called buddhi. Here buddhi is in the sense of capacity of understanding the subtle subject matter. So some people do not have. In fact, they have, but they are not using, so that it remains hidden. And what is that? Capacity to understand subtle subject matter. That capacity, Bhagavan says, is my manifestation. So if you have that capacity, you can appreciate this is the glory of Ishvara. I have no reason to be arrogant or proud about it. It is the glory of Bhagavan. If this mic is working well, it is the glory of the system, the ashram, or a glory of the manufacturer. I am just using it. Therefore, there is no basis for pride. It is given to me. Puja Swamiji used to say very nice. Look upon everything as given. This body is given, the sense organs are given, mind is given, the buddhi, the faculty of knowing is given, family is given, this entire universe is given. And I am just using the system which is given to me. So buddhi, the capacity of knowing the subject matter, especially subtle subject matter, Bhagavan says, this is my vibhuti, my glory. That also is born of me, my manifestation. And if somebody has got this buddhi, means capacity to understand subtle subject matter, then instead of having jealousy, you can appreciate Ishvara. You can say how nice that buddhi is manifesting in that person. So that person becomes a place of appreciation of Ishvara rather than the object of jealousy. Generally, we have this problem. If we don't have something and if others have, we have jealousy. So instead of jealousy, we can convert it into the avenue of appreciating Ishvara, buddhi. Then jnanam. Jnanam is the knowledge itself. One is the capacity, is buddhi, and the knowledge means the jnana means the knowledge itself. Like I have got the capacity of talking, that remains hidden, but now it is getting manifested. Similarly, capacity of knowing is called buddhi, and the knowledge itself is called jnana. So Bhagavan says both of them are my manifestation. Asammohaha. Asammoha means sense of appropriateness, not getting confused, overwhelmed by the situation, and the ability to decide what is appropriate. Sense of appropriateness. So generally people have this problem that when some emergency comes, they feel so overwhelmed, confused, bewildered. Whereas asammoha means what? Whatever be the situation, I am able to decide what is the right thing to do. If some unknown factors emerge, then also I have capacity to understand, not getting overwhelmed by that. That is called asammoha, not getting confused, overpowered, overwhelmed by any situation, and figuring out the situation as it is. That is called asammoha. It is not a small thing. Generally people get, when any emergency comes, people get overpowered. Whereas this asammoha means not getting overpowered. Whatever is there, let us find out. See, one thing is we have seen earlier also. Bhagavan never gives you the problem which you cannot handle. Bhagavan never gives you the problem which you cannot handle. If you can't handle, you will become unconscious. He never gives you. If it goes beyond your threshold, you are not there to face it. You become unconscious. Therefore, it's a very nice thing to remember that whatever situation happens, Bhagavan has given me the capacity to handle it. Only thing, I don't trust my capacity. that Bhagavan has given me the capacity. In fact, many capacity we have, but we don't utilize. You have the capacity to remain hungry for 2-3 days. You don't utilize. You can remain without water for few hours. You don't utilize. Little bit. Of course, it's a good thing to do. But many things we are capable of doing. We are capable of remaining in a standing position, but within 5 minutes, say, no, sit down. We can't. I have your capacity to walk for 1 hour, but after 10 minutes, say, oh, I am tired. You have capacity. Most of the capacity we have, we underestimate. I can't do this. I can't go in this heat. I can't stay in this room. But if you start staying, you can stay. When you see it first sight, it looks like. In fact, in our ashram, it happens. The people, they come from abroad and they are having a very luxurious setup. When they come here and they see our 10 by 10 room, and not very brightly painted and all, it painted was special, but faded. When they see first time, they say, I can't stay in this. They come, they join the course and they say and tell, I can't stay in this. I said, okay, if you can't stay, then you can think of other course of action. If you want to stay other, then we have to think other options. Then he said, let me see for 2-3 days. And after 2-3 days, he saw me, this is fine. Same people that say, this is fine. So many a times we underestimate. We think we cannot do this. I can't handle this. But if you trust your capacity, if you trust Bhagavan's blessing, then you can go through it. Some people say, Swamiji, how to go through the 45 minutes class? But you can go through it. So, asammoha means not getting overpowered. We just go through. Which is Swamiji used to say, let us learn to celebrate the situation. Whatever challenge comes, learn to celebrate. How to celebrate? Not running away. Running away from the situation is not the teaching of Vedanta. Facing the situation with celebrative mind, that is the teaching of Vedanta. So Vedanta doesn't say you run away. In fact, Arjuna wanted to run away, and what was the teaching of Bhagavan? Remain. Yudhyasva. Do your duty. By running away from the duty, you are making yourself weaker and weaker and weaker. Anything you run away from is overpowering you. You are admitting your defeat and it will weaken you. So, if situation is to be faced, all the challenges we need not face in life. Some two people are fighting and both of them are capable. You should not go enter and separate them. That is not in fact, you will get some hit. So you need not do it. But when certain things come in your life as a duty, you have to do it, then better we go through it. Running away is making you weaker and weaker. So sannyasa also doesn't mean running away. People think that we sannyasis have run away from the responsibility. It is not running away, it is outgrown. Outgrowing is different from running away. So like you as a child, you started with tricycle. And then you go to bicycle. It is not you are running away from tricycle. You have outgrown the tricycle. You go to bicycle because you have outgrown the tricycle. So, running away is not the solution. Facing the situation with sense of appropriateness, that is called asammoha. Bhagavan said that is my manifestation. Kshama. Kshama means, the general translation is forgiveness. Better, Pujya Swamiji used to say, better translation is accommodation of people. When somebody shouts at you, even Shankaracharya is even beaten, that time also not getting disturbed, not reacting, that is called Kshama. But it is not coming out of weakness that we cannot retaliate and therefore we said what to do. Okay, Kshama kar diya. It is not Kshama. That is a weakness. You are capable of retaliating, you are capable of revenging, still you do not do because you do not want to disturb your mind. That is called Kshama. But Kshama doesn't mean that we allow ourselves to be repeatedly bothered, repeatedly tortured. That is not Kshama. But when it has happened because of certain background of the situation and my background, certain things happen. That time I do not allow my mind to be disturbed. I let my mind remain sane. That is called Kshama. Somebody in the family, it happens that somebody shouted. And one principle is that if outsiders shout at us, it doesn't bother us much. But our own people, when they scold us or they use some very insulting language, abusive language, it hurts us. And then we react. And that person again reacts. Then the chain of reaction continues. So Kshama means what? I stop that particular chain. And that person shouted, I learn to handle it without reaction. That is called Kshama, accommodation. Seeing that other person has background to be what he or she is, or the background of doing what he or she is doing, I forgive that person, accommodate that person, is Kshama. And Bhagavan said that Kshama also is my manifestation. So if you are able to do Kshama to others, appreciate that as my manifestation, my glory. Don't be proud. Swamiji, my brother did like this and I forgave him. I am not an ordinary person. That arrogance need not be there. That Kshama also is manifestation of same Ishvara. Satyam. Satyam is truthfulness in speech. And generally, truthfulness means people think that you should be verbally right. Here, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, who writes a commentary, he said, no, that is not good enough. You are right. Suppose I ask you, did you take anything this morning? Means, what I meant is, did you eat something? Then you say yes. Actually, you have not eaten. But you say yes. And in your mind, what is that? Yeah, I have taken some water, no? So I can say yes. You said yes. What will be the thought in my mind? That yes, you had your breakfast. And you think that I have not told a lie. Why? Because I said yes, I have taken water, no? So water I have taken and therefore I can say yes, I have taken something. This is not Satyam. Why? Because what is the thought in your mind is not the thought which is generated in the mind of a listener, me. So what is Satyam? Satyam is that type of speech which creates the same thought, similar thought in the mind of listener. Whatever is the thinking about certain situation, same thinking or similar thinking is transferred to the mind of others through words. Those words are called Satyam. Means what? Whatever I mean, whatever I know, that alone I want to convey. Not that I use some double language and from that I can escape, but the other person does not understand. That is not for Satyam. In Satyam, intention is very important. That what you are thinking, similar thinking should be generated in the mind of listener. That is called Satyam. And that requires lot of alertness, lot of courage. And that's Satyam. Why people tell lies? People tell lies because they are afraid of facing the consequences of telling the truth. They are not ready to lose certain benefits by telling lies. They don't want to lose that privileges they have because of telling lies. If they tell the truth, then they will lose. Many times nowadays I don't know, but in olden days, up to 12 years is a half ticket. And therefore the child is 15 also, then said 12 years, 12 years, 12 years. The boy will is traveling, he said half ticket. Then the conductor showed like, oh, bole, aapka mustache aa gaya hai. Now you cannot call 12 years. So just to save little bit, few rupees, that's all. Half ticket. Nowadays Aadhaar card and all this you'll be caught. So in Aadhaar card also nowadays I don't know, but some people, many people they have got the birth date different. They are very old, but in the Aadhaar card they look, they're shown as young, so they can work for more years. So much is that. All is that what? Lies. Why people tell lies? Because they want some material benefit. But here they don't understand one thing, that what they are getting is gross, some money, some comfort. But what they are losing is very subtle and very big. So we do not see the loss involved, and therefore we think that we are very smart. But actually we are the loser, because what we are getting is very gross and very little. What we are losing is ourselves. We are losing the integrity of our personality. We become a split personality. And anything which is split is weak. And therefore what becomes? By telling lies, we are making ourselves weaker and weaker. We do not see the loss. It is something like when you abuse your body, you remain awake till late night, and next day morning you get up early and keep on working and all. You think that, see, I am doing it. But you do not know how damage you are causing to the body in long run. Because apparently nothing happens. If person is a diabetic and he takes sweet, immediately it doesn't happen. Immediately sugar may not shoot up. But in long run it happens. And therefore, this subtlety of the mind is to see the loss by the subtle loss caused by telling lies. So when you do see that what you are losing is greater than what you are gaining, slowly this asatyam will go away. Then there will be satyam, which is a glory of Ishvara. Alright. Therefore we say satyam shivam sundaram. So satyam is Paramatma. Because satyam is the means for Paramatma, manifestation of Paramatma. Shamaha, the mastery over the mind. This is one of the issues people have. Swamiji, my mind is not under control. I don't want to think about that person, but the thoughts of that person only comes to my mind. I don't want to think about that incident, but thoughts about that incident only comes. So this is what? The lack of control. Shamaha means what? Mastery over the mind. Like mastery over the car means what? Wherever you want to take the car, you are able to take the car. That is called mastery. You want to go in the right and the car goes on left. That is not mastery. So mastery over the vehicle is, vehicle takes you to the place where you want to go. Similarly, mastery over the mind is, it is available to be applied, engaged in the area of your choice, area of your decision. You decide that in 45 minutes I will remain here in the class mentally, and you are able to remain. It is called Shama. Some people are not able to remain. During the class itself, they start thinking at what is the today dining hall, what is the menu, Sunday rice, which rice today it will be, because every Sunday they change. So what is the rice today? That will be thinking like this. So mind is not available. Here Swamiji is shouting. He is using his throat. That's okay. Shamaha means mastery over the mind. We are not saying Shama means the thought should be stopped. Stopping the thoughts is not mastery. Like not using the car is not the mastery over the car. Somebody says my car doesn't work properly, so I keep it in the garage. So I am a master of the car. Keeping the car in the garage is not mastery over the car. You take the car and still take the car is running the way you want it to run, that is called mastery. So separation of the thoughts, stopping the thoughts by taking some drugs, etc., that is not called shama. Shama means mind is available to be used where it is decided to be used. That is shama. Damaha. Then sukham, and earlier damaha. Damaha means the mastery over the organs. Now, where my eye should go, where my eye should not go, I have mastery. Where my tongue should be used, where it should not be used. Many people have this problem. They say, Swamiji, I didn't want to say, but I ended up saying. This is what? Lack of control over the organs. You decide that I am not going to speak, you don't speak. You decide I am going to speak, you speak. You decide that I am going to take sweet, I take sweet. I decide I am not going to take, I don't take. Many people say, Swamiji, I didn't want to take this sweet, I didn't, but after seeing that I can't remain, Swamiji. I could not remain, and therefore I had 3-4 pieces. That is called lack of damaha. Damaha means mastery over the organs. In Kathopanishad, that one imagery is given, that our buddhi, the intellect is like a driver, and our mind is like the rain, that kadival in Tamil they call it, and our organs are like horses. So driver should be in charge of the horses. Otherwise, I think I have given the example that lady is taking the dog for a walk and the dog is dragging the lady. The lady is very thin, dog is very fat. So this fellow, he is not under the control. So whether dog is taking the lady for a walk or lady is taking the dog for a walk, we can't decide. Similarly, the horses are to be controlled by the driver. Driver should not be controlled by the horses. Similarly, organs which are like the horses should be controlled by the driver, the buddhi. That is called dhamma. Then sukham. Sukham is happiness. This sukham is something which everybody wants. Everybody finally what one wants is sukham. See, if I ask you that, do you like your job? Yes, I like my job. Why do you like your job? Because Swamiji, it gives me good salary. Acha? So why do you like good salary? Because I can buy things, Swamiji. Why do you like to buy things? Because it gives me comfort. Why do you like comfort? It gives me happiness. Why do you like happiness? No answer. Why do you like happiness? For that, no answer. So what you like fundamentally, what you want fundamentally is happiness. Happiness is the object of that desire which is not dependent upon any other desire. So you have desire for job because you have desire for money. You have desire for money because you have desire for the things that money can buy. But you have desire for happiness not because of any other desire. So happiness is something which everybody wants. And that is why in life, if you remember this, that finally everybody wants happiness. I also want happiness only. So in life, I should not do something which is disturbing my happiness. It is a foolishness. I want happiness, so I should do something which is taking me in the direction of happiness. If I do something which is going to take away my happiness, it is a foolishness. If something is making you unhappy, why should you do it? People say that, Swamiji, every time I do this, I remain unhappy for days together, but again I do it. It means that you are not leading your life intelligently. Even you want to live life for yourself. So remember that finally what you want is sukha. Therefore, don't do anything which goes against your sukha. And that sukha which is manifested is also this vibhuti of Ishvara. What about dukkha? Dukkha means unhappiness. Now, unhappiness is something which everybody hates. Suppose you hate some particular flower. Why? Swamiji, that flower, no, I hate because it causes some allergy. For some people, some allergy is there for some flower because of some fragrance. So, you hate flower because it causes allergy. Why do you hate allergy? Because Swamiji, it causes sneezing. Why do you hate sneezing? Because it gives me dukkha. Why do you hate dukkha? No reason. So, what you fundamentally hate, ultimately hate, is dukkha. And Bhagavan says that dukkha also is my manifestation. Sukha and dukkha, both of them are the mental conditions, and mind is my manifestation. Therefore, dukkha also is my manifestation. Therefore, we lead our life intelligently to minimize dukkha. But if dukkha comes in spite of our alert life, we learn to see it as the manifestation of Ishvara. So we need not become dukhi about being dukhi. Means, Swamiji, I am very unhappy. Why? Because I am all the time becoming unhappy. So I am unhappy that I am all the time unhappy. It is called secondary infection. Primary infection and secondary infection. This is secondary infection. I am already dukhi, and now I am dukhi that I am dukhi. I am unhappy, Swamiji. Why? Because I alone am all the time unhappy. My neighbor is not unhappy. Grass is always greener on the other side. You think like that. We generally think I only have problems. Swamiji, you don't have any problem. You don't know this what married people have on problems. So you think that Swamiji doesn't have problems. Swami is happy not because problems are not there. You are handling only 2-3 children. We have to handle here many of them. Different departments will have different issues. So you have only 2-3 children, the complaints and all. We have so many here. So as far as the situation, challenges are concerned, everybody will have some challenges. Only thing, how you are handling these challenges, that will make you happy or unhappy. Otherwise, challenges are concerned, everybody has challenges. People say, how nice forest life. In forest life, there are own problems. Snakes will be there, cockroach will be there, ants will be there, these scorpion will be there, all will be there. So you have to live with that. And in city life, there is no, say, you will not have the snake, etc. generally. But you have got other issue, pollution issues, noise issue, all this, which is not there. So in life, there is no perfect setup in the world. Tell me one place where there is no problem at all. Every place has got problem. Forest has got problem, and the city life also has got problem. So really speaking, sukha and dukkha are bound to happen. You cannot completely avoid. You can minimize them, but when they come, you learn to see them as manifestation of Ishvara. More we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.